and I'll put it online as a YouTube, so everybody has access, even Max. All right, so what did 12 say? Will you keep track of which ones I'm doing, please? Okay. Okay. So you're supposed to do g of x minus 1. Correct? Okay. So do you see, where is the x minus 1? It's in place of what? So that means if you want to do g of x minus 1, you first have to take the function, prepare it for substitution. Now, what are we supposed to put inside here? X minus 1. So my suggestion is you mark these. Anything that you were not sure of, mark so you go back and study it. Distribute, you get 3x minus 3 plus 2, or 3x minus 1. Next. Yes, Bianca. Number 7. So what did 7 say? Okay. So I don't know how you want to look at this. There are several ways to do this. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this as x plus 6 to the 3/2. What exponent can I raise it to so I get x plus 6 to the first? Pardon? 2/3. So if I raise that side to the 2/3, what do I have to do to this side? Raise it to the 2/3 power. So this, when we multiply, we get 6 over 6, or 1. So what does the denominator mean? Cube root of 343, and what does the 2 mean? Squared. What's the cube root of 343? Oh, no, is it 7? Okay, so now what's 7 squared? 49. And then what do you do? So x equals 43. Okay, so how else could you have done it? You could have looked at that and said, well, that's the square root of x plus 6, because that's what the denominator means, and the numerator means cubed. Then you ask yourself, how do you undo a cube? How do you undo a cube? It's the cube root. So if I cube root this side and I cube root this side, the cube root and cube are gone, leaving you a square root of x plus 6. Cube root of this is 7. Now how do we undo a square root? So now I square this side, x plus 6 equals 49. X is equal to 43. Take your pick, whatever way you like. Next. So it was successful? She didn't yell at you? Okay. Yes, Sydney.
So for number 1, I didn't, the problem was parentheses 3x.
3x plus 9?
Yeah, plus 9. Minus 4 equals 4 parentheses x plus 3.
Number 1. Oh, you got it. You're good. Okay. I'm assuming it said solve.
Yeah.
So we've got 3x plus 9 minus 4 is equal to 4x plus 12.
So you can just drop it.
Well, is there anything being multiplied?
I didn't understand how you could drop them.
They weren't necessary. So we get plus 5. Well, I'm going to go ahead and finish it. So now we're going to subtract 3x, and we're going to subtract 12. Did they have negative 7 as an answer? Okay. Next. Yes. 19 said? Parenthesis?
Yeah.
Okay. So we want the inverse. So we're going to rewrite this as y is equal to x minus 7 cubed. How do you get an inverse? Switch the x and the y. So we have x equals y minus 7 cubed. But they're not going to let you leave it that way. They're going to solve for y. So how do we undo a cube? So we're going to cube root both sides. So we're going to have cube root of x is equal to y minus 7. Then what do? Add 7. And I don't think they left it as y. They probably changed that to inverse notation. So there's a note to yourself. If you didn't know how to do this, you switch the x's and the y's. Well, what did the, use multiple choice. So you just have to pick the right multiple choice answer. Next. Yes. 3. What did 3 say? Say that again. Okay. 2L. And what are you supposed to solve for? Okay, so we need to get L by itself. Who moves first?
Can you get rid of the 2?
No, I wouldn't. We always get rid of the add and subtract first. And then what are you going to do? So their answer could have looked like that, or it could have looked like 1/2 P minus W, or P over 2 minus W, different forms. Next. Yes. 17 said?
The domain taken to f(x) equals the area of 11.
Ah, what are the issues? Even radical, what are the issues? They're negative issues. So what does that mean you have to do? A what? Table. So when we start our table, we're going to have negative infinity to 11 and 11 to infinity. Now you're going to do test values. Give me some test values. 0. 12, okay? So now we're substituting into 11 minus x. 11 minus 0 is positive. 11 minus 12 is negative. We don't want the negatives. So your domain's going to be negative infinity to 11. What do we put around 11? Parenthesis or bracket? Bracket. Why? Okay. Are there any 0 issues? There are no 0 issues, therefore it is a bracket. If it were 0 issues, it would be a parenthesis, if that was the one causing it. Uh-huh.
If the answer was kept P minus W over 2,
Okay.
that was also an option.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so, you know, you have to be able to look at, what do we want to call it, equivalent forms. So they, yes, they could have left it just like that, or they could have split it up. Oh, okay. Next. Any others? This is your opportunity. If there was anything you didn't know how to do, you should ask it, because it'll probably end up on the test. I didn't write this test. Going once? You want to ask for tonight's? Have you done it? Everybody hasn't had tried it yet. We'll have tomorrow to go over tonight's.
You can't do the first one.
Find the range. Okay, does it open up or down? So did you draw yourself a little picture?
No.
Did you draw yourself of a little picture that's going up? No? No. Okay, so we're going up. So what do you know about the range? Is it negative infinity to something or something to infinity?
It would be something to
It'd be something to infinity. So what do you have to find? The y value of the what? Vertex. How are you going to find the y value of the vertex?
factor.
X equals negative b over 2a is the what? Oh, dust those cobwebs. That's the x value. Once you get that, then what do? What do you do after that? Plug it in, and then you'll have your y value. Now, a person is standing close to the edge on top of a 100-foot building throws a baseball vertically upward. There's your function. How many seconds does the ball reach its maximum height? So because, what kind of parabola is this? Up or down? Down. So how are you going to find out when it reaches its maximum height? What are you looking for? The what? Vertex again. Here you want the y value because you want range. Here you want the x value because it's t. How do you find vertical asymptotes? It's when the denominator what? Equals 0. How do you find horizontal asymptotes? There are 3 rules you have to remember. Is the degree of the numerator bigger than the degree of the denominator? Is it equal to, or is it less than? 3 rules. You have to know them.
Where's the rules at so we can
I don't know. It's wherever. Don't you take notes?
I do.
Then find them. Probably chapter 3. All right.
Okay, so what would that be then?
That's your job.
Okay, what were those? What were the notes you said? Chapter 3 most likely.